Hello there and welcome back to another video, and yes, this is my face, because today I will be unboxing, speed building and reviewing LEGO set number 76388 Hogsmeade Village Visit from LEGO Harry Potter. Now this set has 851 pieces and that comes with 7 minifigures, and the box does not fit in the box that I usually film my videos in, so I thought I'd film the intro in person. So anyway, let's just jump straight into it. On the front of the box you can see a picture, of course, of the set itself, as well as the logos for LEGO and Harry Potter. And you can see it does have a very nice scene, and it has a really nice look with the snow on the roof. Which is of course from the iconic scenes in The Prisoner of Azkaban. And you can also see all of the minifigures down here as well. And you can also see that it was released as part of the 20th anniversary celebration for LEGO Harry Potter, which coincided with the 20th anniversary of the films. Over on the back of the box, there's some pictures of the interior, as well as a few pictures of a few of the different scenes you can recreate, and you can also see that it contains 4 of the collectible wizard cards from the Chocolate Frogs. Now I am super excited to get into this, so I'm not going to wait any longer. So inside the box we have 6 individually numbered bags of LEGO, an instruction booklet for each of the 2 buildings, and not 1 but 2 sticker sheets, one of which has unfortunately been folded right through the middle of a sticker, so that'll be fun to apply. Now I am super excited to build this, so today I am going to build this and wrap it up into a very quick speed build. So here is the completed build. Build time today was just over 2 hours, and let's just jump straight into it. So the first minifigure we get is Harry Potter, of course. And this is by no means an exclusive minifigure, but I'll still talk about him. He has these plain black mid-legs, which means you can bend them. His torso shows his blue jacket over a grey t-shirt. Some nice metallic printing on there for the zip. Around the back you can see a couple of creases, but nothing too special, and you can't even really see them. There you go. Of course he does have a wand, of course that 2018 design there. And then just the generic 3rd and 4th year face there with a nice smile, and then an angry face on the back. And again, I love this hair, especially with that little cutout there for his scar. But yeah, that's a very nice start off to the minifigures. Next up we have Dean Thomas, who has the exact same legs but he has more of a winter coat on this time. Again, metallic printing for the zip, but it does look very puffy and warm. Of course, it's again continued onto the back. He's also got these nice blue gloves on. He's got a nice smile there, and then around on the back he's got a much bigger smile. And then he's got a very nice hairpiece, which I think quite accurately represents his hair in the film. Next up we have Professor McGonagall, and I love this minifigure. She has a skirt piece on this time. Unfortunately, no printing on the back of it, but there is some quite detailed printing on the front for her patterned robe and her robe underneath it. There's some nice metallic on the torso there for the clasp. In fact, the whole pattern is in metallic print. You can see on the back there's a nice metallic thistle, because of course she is from Scotland. But yeah, like I was saying, it is a bit disappointing that that wasn't continued onto the skirt there. But I really am nitpicking here. She has a nice smiling expression there, and then around on the back a much more stern expression, which is much more common on Professor McGonagall. And then she has this nice hair in a bun piece there, which I think really nicely rounds off the minifigure. Next up we have Mrs. Flume, who had a very minimal appearance in the films, but they did a great job on the minifigure anyway. She's got this nice apron on her legs there. There's some nice detail on there for the fraying and the scuff marks. And then on her torso you can see she's got this nice pink vest on there and a nice ribbon to tie it together, and what looks like a fluffy top underneath. And of course there's a continuation of that on the back. And you can also see that her vest characteristically has sweets on it because she runs a sweet shop. She has a very nice smiling expression there, and then a more subtle smile on the back, but still a very nice face. And then this nice, another nice bun piece, but this time different to McGonagall's. Which makes for another very nice minifigure. Next up we have Mr. Flume, who again had a minimal appearance, but they've given him a great minifigure. Just plain brown legs this time, but his torso is very nice. You can see his jacket there with a nice vest on underneath, and then if you look closely you can see he's actually got a scarf on as well to keep nice and warm. Again, not much on the back, just a couple of crease marks and a continuation of the scarf up there. He has a very nice smiling expression, and then this alternate expression, I'm not sure what emotion it's supposed to be representing, but it's much less jolly than the expression on the front. And then he's got this nice purple hat to keep him toasty warm. We also have Madame Rosemerta, who, although she again had a rather small role in the films, is much more recognisable. She just has these plain black legs here, but then her top shows the nice vest she's wearing in the film, as well as the red top underneath. Over on the back you can see again a continuation of the vest with a couple of extra stitches in there and a couple of creases as well. She's holding this hammer, which of course she was putting up signs with and making repairs with in the film. She's not got much of a smile, she's more just got a serious, stern expression there. And no smile on the back either, because she is very angry that the Dementors are scaring away her customers. But then she does have this very nice curly hair, which I think really accurately represents the character in the movies. And finally we have a golden Ronald Weasley. Now he's stood on one of the character plaques that you typically see in collectible minifigure series, which just gives him a nice place to stand. Of course this one's in gold, not black. Just plain gold legs there, and then his torso shows the Gryffindor jumper, but it is of course gold and it has various stars on it. And instead of a continuation of this on the back, it instead shows that this is to commemorate 20 years of LEGO Harry Potter, which also coincided with 20 years of the Harry Potter movies. He's got a nice smiling expression there, but as with all of the golden minifigures, he doesn't have an alternate expression. But of course these minifigures aren't for play, they're more for display. And then, of course, he's got the hair that the non-golden Ronald Weasley minifigures have. Not only is this a nice golden minifigure, it also completes my collection, and now I can say that I am the proud owner of the Golden Trio. There are a few side builds in this set. I'll start off with this nice simple bench. It's nothing much. You can see it's got, of course, the bench there and then some snow piled up at the side. Not much at the back either. It's not really much, but it does annoy me a bit that there's a hole there underneath the snow. I know this was just to save money, but it does bug me just a bit more than it should. Then you also get this nice lamp, which just uses the standard lamp pole piece, and then a couple of pieces up there for the lamp, and there's some nice snow on top of this as well. And finally there's this wanted poster for Sirius Black. Again, some snow on the top, and they did actually put another one on the inside, but there is a bit of a gap there, which again annoys me more than it should. But yeah, these are some nice little side builds. The first building we build is Honeydukes. If we start down at the entrance of the shop, you can see there's a few nice details. There's these two very nice bay windows. However, the lattice windows on here, as well as the Honeydukes sign above each window, were all stickers, and they were some of the hardest stickers that I've ever had to apply. But they do look very nice. You can see there's also this nice Honeydukes logo in between the two windows and above the door, which of course does open to allow the minifigures access into the shop, which I will talk about later. Then if we move further up the building, you can see there's some nice snow on the roof there. There's another window up here, and then if we move a bit more, you can see there's a nice coned roof above the window, as well as a nice chimney up there. Again, if you move round to the sides of the buildings, the roofs do also have snow on them. And there's also this nice brick pattern with a few tiles to represent different sorts of bricks on both of these sides as well. The shop does also have a very nice interior. If we start down on the ground floor, you can see a few different things, but you can also see that there is a lot of things in here, so it will be very difficult for me to show you. So I'm just going to empty some of the stuff in here out to allow better access. If you look on the wall here, you can see that there are a few different sweet treats. There's these creamy looking things. There's this nice printed jar of acid pops. That's printed on a minifigure head, and there's some nice printing on the back there too, which does remind me a bit of Gallifreyan writing. You can also see there is some popcorn, and if you look on this disc back here, there are a few different things there. I'm not entirely sure what they represent. I need to revise my wizarding confectionery. But there looks to be some sort of big ball thing there, and they've used a couple of pink cherries on the side, as well as a couple of jammy Dodgers. You can also see that the walls are lined with jars of different types of sweets. And of course there are more sweets on the other side. A couple of lollipops, another jar of acid pops, another box of popcorn, and this time on the side there is some sort of bowl, I believe, with a few different coloured jars, and again lots of jars on the wall as well. As you saw, I did pull a couple of things out of the shop, so I will show you these. This first one, I'm not entirely sure what it is, but there seems to be some sort of glass box with things inside. The things inside are just stickers, and it's not actually a box. But it's a nice little thing. It fills up some space. Like I said, it will be something, but I'm not entirely sure what it is. And the other thing I pulled out has a nice Honeydukes logo on the side, and it is a cash register or a till. So you can see there's a nice scale for measuring out the sweets there, as well as the till itself. They're both rather simple builds, but they do really fill out the shop, because without them it does look very hollow. One final thing before we move upstairs. The shop floor does have this very nice black and white checkered pattern, which this actually sits on one of the jumper plates, which makes it very easy to remove, and you can move it around because they are all jumper plates. So you can put it, you can put that wherever you like, but the cash register is set into the floor there. But yeah, I think the downstairs shop floor has a very nice interior. Moving upstairs, you get to the storage room. There's this nice box printed with the, sorry, not printed, stickered with the Honeydukes logo on both sides. Unfortunately though, there is nothing inside. Apart from that, there's a bucket up there and a nice window at the back. There's also a pan here. It's a bit dark, so I'll just bring that out. Yeah, there's a nice pan there. And one final thing, on each side there is a fireplace. Again, very dark, so it's quite difficult to see. And the final thing in this shop, if you move up to the very top, there's a few coloured vials or coloured things. I'm not entirely sure what they are, but they just had a bit of space to fill, and they filled it. And we also get the 3 broomsticks, which again is a very nice building. Starting down here at the bottom, you can see there are these 2 windows here with nice gold lattice shutters. There's also a door in there. You can't see anything on it, but that is because there isn't actually anything on it. And I don't think it really needs anything on it. And then there is also this lantern here. And there's also this nice plate here, which I've tried reading but is very difficult to read. But basically it says that the 3 broomsticks offers a festive meal. Moving up a bit, there is this nice plaque with 3 broomsticks on it, as well as these nice golden antlers, which I think is a very nice touch. And then you get to the roof, which again has some nice snow around it and some snow hanging off. While we're here, I'd also like to say I like these arches that they added onto the roofs. I think that's a very nice touch. And if you wanted to see how they're made, it's just a few of these inversed curves stacked just onto the very end of the roof, and then it's placed onto the roof like so. And yeah, I think that just gives it a really nice touch. Moving further up, you can see that there's this nice central sort of tower to the building with another nice window there, and there's a few glass windows dotted around as well. And you can also see that the roof just continues up to the top where there's these two nice chimneys, and then the roof at the very top, which is very similar to the roof down here, so there's not really much point talking about it in depth. And again, the interior does have a pleasing amount of detail. If you look over here, we do get the bar, which Madame Rosemerta can in fact stand behind, because there's a couple of jumper plates there, so she's not going to fall off. There's this nice mug of butterbeer with a nice white stud on top for the foam. I like that. Then there's a green bottle, and there's a nice candle back there. And I really like that on the door you can see the 3 shrunken heads, which of course did feature in the movie. I think that's a very nice touch. There's a nice portrait over here. I'm not entirely sure who that is. But then finally there's this nice table over here with a bit of food and drink. There's just a standard croissant on there. A goblet which doesn't have anything in it, and another nice mug of butterbeer. Moving on upstairs, you can see that there is this nice room up here, and spoiler alert, of course this is the room where Harry found out that Sirius Black is in fact his godfather. So if we start on this wall over here, there's this nice painting of Hogwarts on a starry night. It's very dark, so it's quite difficult to see, but a nice touch. Then there's this nice table here with a candle there and a nice little stool to sit on. Then there's a fireplace at the back there, some holly on top of the fireplace, as well as a nice goblet. And one of my favourite things to build, there's a nice armchair there. And behind it, although again it's difficult to spot, is this nice stickered tile, again depicting 3 broomsticks. All in all, I think this is a great set. It has a great array of minifigures. I especially love Rosemerta there. Some nice chocolate frog cards. Then the builds themselves, the side builds are nice, but they're nothing much. I really like Honeydukes with the interior full of sweets, but my favourite has to be the 3 broomsticks, which has such an ornate exterior and a really nice life-filled interior. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.